Let's try, you know, let's try competition soccer fees for the season, or, you know, $400 a month to be in the best performing group, or then you get into cars and car insurance and car accidents and buying new cars. And now we're college education, and it's been amazing that our oldest two are graduated from college debt-free. Thank you, Mary Kay. The third one will be. We're in college now. So it has been such an amazing journey, and I wouldn't change a thing. But something happened in me. I got a vision this last year. You know, for years I've been a director. I love it. I've been earning unit clubs. We've been in 15 unit clubs, 300,000 or above, and we've done $500,000 several times. And I'm on Pink Cadillac number 6. So we've been driving free cars for a lot of years, and just having great income and having this little part-time thing on the side that I was making great money. But something stirred inside of me this last year, and I wanted more. Does that ever happen to you? You're just kind of settled in, you're comfortable, and then all of a sudden something stirs in you. What would cause that? What has caused that for you? Anybody want to share?
Financial situations.
Sometimes it's a need, isn't it? And you know what? Sometimes I have to is better than I want to. And I'll tell you why. When I was a new consultant, I look back and I think, how did I get the courage? I was so full of fear, and I had this much self-confidence. How did I get the courage? I'm so grateful I did. It wasn't because I said, I'm going to put on my brave big girl panties today and go to work. No, it was because I had a need. I didn't have a choice. So sometimes it is a need, and that's okay. Sometimes a have to is better than a want to. If it's just a want to, then we get comfortable and go, the world's not going to come to an end if I stop at my one booking today, right? We get a little bit comfortable, but every once in a while something stirs inside of us and we're no longer satisfied. And that, my friends, is good. That is a good thing, because it's going to cause you to grow. And when you grow, what else happens?
You learn more.
You learn more? Absolutely.
Your comfort zone no longer fits you.
Isn't that great?
It is.
You know what a comfort zone is? A plush-lined coffin. That's what a comfort zone is. But when you have that vision for more, do you think you can influence more lives? Even other people? Oh my gosh, I could tell you so many stories of things that have happened in my family, my extended family this last year. We don't even have time to go there, but oh my goodness, I can't tell you the difference that me setting a goal, how that influenced. It's a ripple effect. It affected so many people. And hopefully it helped Angela too, because she earned a car and became a director, because I decided I'm going to do more. I'm going to stop being so comfortable, right? And hopefully that gives permission for people around you to do the same. So do you know what you want? Do you have a clear vision of what you want in the month of December? The most wonderful time of the year, and Christmas sales are flying everywhere you look, right? So how much of that's going to be beneficial to you? Because money is exchanging hands. And, you know, I was talking to my DIQ today, and we were saying, if somebody doesn't make a lot, not just make money, but make a lot of money this month, it is purely because they don't want to, because there's so many avenues to make money. Would you agree? There's selling to men, and there's the pillow gifts, and there's the stop-in shops or on the goes or holiday previews or trunk shows, and there's still skincare classes and glamour holiday makeover parties, and you can do Christmas coffees, and you can do trunk shows, and you can do, you name it, you can do it this month. You don't even have to be a trained consultant to make money right now. Isn't that a beautiful thing? You can bring someone today that gives you $1,000 this next week. They don't have to be trained to do a skincare class to make money right now. So, do you know what you want in the month of December? Do you know what you want this quarter? By career conference, where will you be? Did you see the new launch today? I forgot what it's called, Step into Red? No,
Spring
into Red. There you go. And where do you want to be by seminar? By June 30th, where would you like to be? And is it just well, I'd really like to be, or do you feel something stir in your gut when I say that? When was the last time you wanted a goal so bad that you wanted it as bad as you wanted your next breath? Have you ever wanted a goal that bad? And if you have, when was the last time? I promise you, when you're in 4th month car, last week car, you'll feel like that. And it's exhilarating, isn't it? Or when you're in 4th month DIQ, last day, you want that goal like you want, more than you want sleep or food or anything else. You want it so bad. And that's how bad I wanted this goal of trip. So I am hearing great things about your unit, on track for finishing up that pink caddy. When are you finishing up the caddy?
On the 23rd.
This month. I love it. Finishing a week early. I love it. Okay, so why do you want to finish that Cadillac? What's the advantage of pulling together as a unit and being a Cadillac unit?
Lunch at seminar.
Absolutely. Hey, we work for food too, right? We absolutely work for food. We can hold that sign. I work for food. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Okay, what else?
The title.
That's the title. How many times has someone asked you when they hear you're in Mary Kay, or maybe you're even at the check stand at the grocery store and they see your pin or something? Oh, do you drive one of those pink? How many times have you heard it? And they say it kind of snotty pants, just like that. Oh, do you drive a pink Cadillac? And they're expecting you to say, how cool for you to say, my director does. I helped earn that Cadillac. Yes, I have helped earn a Cadillac. How cool will it be to say that? I kid you not. What day is this? Thursday. Monday, I came out from the grocery store. There was a guy standing at my Cadillac taking pictures. Which was a little bit creepy, but mostly because my son was sitting in the car. So anyway, he was like, oh, you drive this Cadillac? I think this is so cool. And anyway, he was asking me all about who are you, and we live in the same community, and I need to know you because this is so cool. And he's taking pictures, and then he starts taking selfies of him with me. Like, I'm gonna be on social media all over. Anyway, it's just this famous, iconic car that everybody knows, right? So how cool will it be for you to say, I am part of a pink Cadillac unit? What about career conference? When they call you up on stage for the Cadillac March. How cool is that to not be in your seat clapping for 20 minutes for everybody else? But how cool to actually be up there shaking your groove thing, right? Yes, it's so fun. And of course the seminar, not just the lunch, but you get the special seating. You get to, everyone else is like, how many of you have been to seminar? It's like, you're walking in tens of thousands of people to lunch, right? But then all of a sudden you break off and everybody else is still, and you walk to the Cadillac dining area where you just get to walk in, and there's round tables instead of the, long tables where you're like, hi girlfriends. You're like at round tables with floral centerpieces and a pink Cadillac and a band, and you get to dance, and totally worth it. And don't forget the name badge ribbon, right? Or now it's going to be the
Bling bling.
Yeah, that's right.
Bling button.
The bling button that says pink Cadillac unit. You can just bow to me now. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. So I'm excited. This is it. This is the month.
It is, and we're 70% done.
Yes. So you guys will get to be career conference marching. So practice your dance now, and I can't wait to cheer for you. So, and then next, after Pink Cadillac, comes Top Director trip to Rome. And I know that that is what you have your sights set on. So why would it benefit you to be part of a top unit? Why would you want Tina to go to Rome? Angela.
When your director goes to Rome or to the top director trip, they come back and they know so many top nationals, directors, and they're in a group and they get so many awesome tips and training and ideas, and you just get so many more opportunities because your director is a top director. So it's really cool.
It really is amazing. Now that I've earned the top director trip and I'm a top director, I got added to secret groups on Boxer and Facebook. You guys, I can't count if there's nothing else. Even if I didn't go on the trip, which was freaking amazing, and I'll tell you about it. But even if I didn't go on that, it would be worth it, all the work, just to be part of those groups. Not just to associate with the people, the big level, higher level thinking people, but you get in on the secrets. They share ideas and training, and you just can't believe. It's like every day I just get blown away by all that they share, and I think, wow, how did I function in the world without knowing all of this great stuff? So it is an awesome thing that you will love, Camille and Tina and Angela being a part of. So you want to be a top unit in Mary Kay, absolutely. And you get to sit in a really good seated seminar too, so that doesn't hurt. So I'll tell you a little bit about the top director trip. We went to London, England, and they treat you like royalty, and it starts before you even go. So several months prior to the trip, just because they can see that you're tracking or working towards it. Every month a package would come in the mail with goodies and things from London and encouraging notes from our sales development team and things like that. So you're on the company's radar. So anytime you guys need anything, that's another reason to do it. Oh, yes, this is in my office, hanging in my office. I love it. So yeah, we already got our first little ditty, right? And so when the company knows, when you're a top director, you're on their radar, and you can call sales development, and if you need things, boy, you can get right through. I got to have dinner the first night in London with our new Emerald sales development director, who I didn't know her and she didn't know me because we're in a new seminar division. And she literally chased me down and said, "Sheri, do you think I'm stalking you?" I was like, "What?" She said, "Can I spend some time with you and your hubby?" She said, "Can I have dinner with you guys tonight?" We're like, "Sure." So, being on that friendship, first name basis with people at the top of corporate is a really good benefit too. But those packages were fun. And then about 3 weeks before the trip, you get the box. Oh, you guys, I had dreamed for years that the box would come to my house. And it came to my house. And do you know what's in the box? Luggage tags, your name badges, your itineraries, they give you a check before you leave for spending money. So that if for some reason you sway away from the group and you and your hubby go off and do your own thing, you'll still have the money you need to eat and shop and do whatever you need to do. This company is amazing. We did not spend a dime on that trip. It was amazing. So the box is just, it was so fun to get the box. I can't even tell you all the fun little things that come in it. And then once you arrive in London, they take care of everything, all the arrangements, your airfare and everything. We get off the plane and we just walked, after we came through customs and everything, there was probably from here to the back wall, we see a line of like 7 people from corporate, and there they are with the sign, "Are you Dale and Sheri Kendall?" Yes, we are. Well, they had everybody scheduled flight arrival times, so they knew like who they should be expecting first. So they introduced us to our driver, who then took our luggage. We didn't touch our luggage again, and he took us and got us at the hotel. You check into the hotel, and normally you have to wait at the big check-in line. We got in at like 6:30 in the morning, so I'm thinking, well, we're not going to get a room until later in the day, which they warned us of. So we thought, we were kind of tired from a long flight, but we thought, well, we'll just go sightsee until we can kind of settle in our room. Nope, the corporate staff greets us and says, you're all checked in. We knew you'd be tired and want to relax. So if you want to just go have complimentary breakfast, have whatever you want, and go up to your room. and get some rest. They paid for another entire day that they didn't have to because they knew we'd be tired. The whole trip was like that, one thing after another, where you really feel like lifestyles of the rich and famous. And they said, you're the very first couple to arrive on the whole trip. We were like, oh, we get to be here the longest, yay! And then they just do the most special things for you. I could seriously talk for like 24 hours about it, so I'll just tell you, let's see, what of the trips should I tell you about? One of my favorite things, you know the London Eye? The big, like Ferris wheel? Oh, I was thinking it was like a Ferris wheel with a pod where 2 or 4 people would be. No, this is like, we could all be in one pod. I'm not exaggerating. So usually you wait a long time in line, and like my son's girlfriend just went to London last year with her parents, and I said, did you ride the London Eye? And she said, no, it's too expensive. Well, we didn't have to worry about that. Mary Kay takes care of everything. So they whisk us off. Everyone else is waiting this long line. Nope, we get right up there, walk right on. Don't have to wait in line or buy a ticket. And then this lady walks on with us with these cases. I'm thinking, what is that? Well, we get on the pod. There's only like 16 of us in each one. And there she starts unpacking. She has all juices, hors d'oeuvres, sushi. We have hors d'oeuvres on the London Eye. Who is this life? And then we get off, so it's about a half an hour to go all the way around, see the most beautiful sights of London. We get off, and then right across the street, Mary Kay had arranged the old times, the double-decker red buses, the old-fashioned ones, for like, we were in our group of 16, and each group had their own, and it even said Mary Kay. So we got on our bus. Well, it's a double-decker. Oh, and Mary Kay paid for a tour guide for each bus to tell you as you're driving through London. They took us on a pub tour. We went to the most famous pubs in London. Well, I felt so bad. We were like giddy school children. I mean, we all went to the top deck. What do you call it? Into the second level of the bus, and we were all giggling and having fun and laughing and get to know each other. And this lady sat down below by herself and talked the whole time, and I was like, oh shoot, we should probably listen to her. I felt bad, but we were having the time of our lives. We were having so much fun. Then we're eating dinner at a pub in just our small group, and in walks Sean Key and Daryl Overcash and Mariana Scherer and all these people from corporate. They took the time to go to every single pub that all the directors were eating at just to be with you and take pictures with you. That is so fun. The whole event was just amazing like that. We had nights where we'd get all dressed up and red carpet, and they brought the royal family, and we got pictures with the royal family. It was really fun. So the top director trip was definitely the trip of a lifetime. And, you know, there were times that my husband would just squeeze my hand and say, thank you for this. So many times through the week as we were doing different things. We wouldn't be able to have the experiences we had if it wasn't for Mary Kay. Just to have that time with him. And he was so proud of me. And I have to tell you, it just strikes me funny, and it was super cute. But even when we went to leave, we went to Paris. He and I did. We extended the trip, and we thought, well, Mary Kay paid to get us clear over here. We're going to go to Paris too, right? And Mary Kay didn't care that we flew home from Paris. They were totally great with it. So even to get to the train station to go to Paris, we had a private driver with a limo with a sign. And guess what the sign said? Sheri and Kendall. I thought that was hysterical. Like, I'm used to Dell and Sheri, but they're like, no, this is Sheri. You're in the trip. Sheri. So Mary Kay really just goes above and beyond to treat you so special. Every single couple had a suite. Every single couple had a suite. And you know what our suite overlooked? It's right on Westminster Bridge, Thames River, with Big Ben, big as life, right out your hotel window. Westminster Avenue, right behind that. The London Eye are right here. Just prime location. Some people, when they heard we were in the trip, were like, oh, what hotel are you staying at? You know, the Holiday Inn, clear on the outskirts. Nope. The Park Plaza, Westminster Plaza Hotel, right there with Big Ben is the next thing you see. The closest hotel to Big Ben in the Parliament building. That's Mary Kay's lifestyle. So it was a chance of a lifetime. We even took a day, went off on our own, and went to Stonehenge. Who gets to go to Stonehenge? What? It's like a bucket list item, right? So really, really incredible. So that was a vision that I just, something, like I say, something stirred inside of me, and I just wanted that goal more than anything. I thought, it's time. It's time. I need to do this to show myself I can. Have you ever thought that about a goal? Whether it's being a star consultant this month, or debuting as a red jacket, or maybe it's your car, or becoming a director, but do you ever just think, I just need to show myself that I can do this. And I knew my husband absolutely deserved it. All year long, that was my vision and my focus. So when you ask, how do you stay focused every day? If you have the right goal, if you have a big enough goal, you don't have to worry about focus. I had so many challenges this last year. Oh my goodness, right as we were coming on the last quarter of running this trip, and I could see it and it was happening. My mom fell 15 stairs on wooden stairs and broke her neck and broke a lot of other bones too, but she couldn't do anything to move for 8 weeks. That 8 weeks, do you know when the 8 weeks was up? Well, she fell on April 24th, so it was the last week of June. So for pretty much those last couple months of running this trip, it was just my sister and I. My dad's elderly, my mom cares for him. So my sister and I had to tag team, and we'd coordinate our schedules. And so, I could have said, it's not my year. It's not my year. But instead I said, my mom's my priority. And I'm going to give it every single thing I've got. And if I can do both, I'm going to do both. And I worked like I've never worked my entire career, not even DIQ, because it was like having a newborn baby that needed you 24/7, Only harder because I had to clean her house and grocery shop and like everything for 2 households. So it was a lot of work. But when your goal is big enough, the facts don't count. When you want something bad enough, the facts don't count. I don't think anything would have stopped me from that goal. I wanted it so much. And my family wanted it so much. And my mom just kept saying, I don't want to be the reason you don't get the goal. Well, don't you think that fired me even more? That I said, I could not live with myself the rest of my life to have that on my mom's conscience, that I held her back from her biggest goal. Not that it would have, because I would have had the other 10 months I should have done more first, right? But she would have felt that it was her fault. I couldn't live with that. So I was dog determined to say, Mom, we can do this. A lot of the phone calls and interviews I did were right by her bedside. And it became a team effort. Who are you not getting involved in your goal? Whose life is not getting fired up because you're holding yourself back? Be that best person you can be. Step up to that. Think of whose life you can help in the process. Okay, I want everyone to stand up. And I want you to stretch. Reach as high as you can reach. Oh, as far. No, better, more. As far as you can. Like I am like Princess Bride, when you're like, I can't go further. I'll break into. No, keep doing it.
Oh, you stop. So
okay. Are you at your limit? Is it hurt? Can you go a little further? What if I said right now, I will give you $1 million if you go an inch higher? Could you do it? Isn't it amazing? You can barely sit down there. Isn't it amazing how you can stretch yourself further than you think you can when you have to? And do you know where the magic happens? Not right here. I put forth a little effort today. That hot cocoa in bed sounding pretty good. That's not where the magic happens. Do you know where the magic happens? That little bit extra. That and then some. And Mary Kay used to say all the time, there's never a traffic jam in the extra mile. Nope, there sure isn't. But you must be willing to stretch yourself, and you must be able to first have that vision and see where you want to go, and wanted something fierce. When I talk about that bellyache that I had when I first heard about the career, that was stirring me, saying, you could become something greater. This could be a benefit to your family. And when I had that stirring, I've had it a million times in between for different goals, but when I again had that stirring for, it's time to step up and earn the top director chair this year. That was the, okay, million, each more. That's how it stretched me. Doesn't it feel good to stretch? It doesn't feel good to be complacent. It doesn't feel good to settle. It doesn't feel good to live beneath your greatness. Does it? I've done it too. There's days I still do it and go, wake up, stop it. Don't go there. Live in your greatness. But you must be willing to go to new heights. Without vision, the people perish. How do you know when you've nailed a goal? Well, you know you want it bad enough when you literally think, there's not one thing that could happen in my life that would stop me from this goal. Isn't it like that when you're finishing DIQ or a car? You're like, I could be in the emergency room getting stitches and I will still finish this goal. I mean, you just want it that bad. If you haven't wanted a goal that bad and you're like, I can't relate to what she's saying, it's time to find that something that's going to be really that thing for you. But I want you to first start with December. Like, you need to have a big seminar goal and a quarterly by career conference goal. But I want you to have a big goal for this month. And do you know when you've nailed a goal for the month? When your tracking sheet for it is tattered, the corners are tattered, and you've spilled salad dressing on it. That's when you know you nailed your goal that month, right? So I would encourage you to set your sales goal. Think about how much money you want to have in your pocket this month. And then you divide that by 0.40. That'll give you your retail total you need, so you can do your 60-40, right? And then that total, that retail total that you need to sell, so you know you'll have X amount in your pocket this month in cash, you put that at the top of a paper, and it doesn't have to be fancy. I usually grab a blank piece of paper out of my printer tray. I mean, it just doesn't have to be fancy. You write that at the top. If you can find a picture that will emotionally remind you and attach you to that goal, put the picture on it, even if you just have to paper clip it. Maybe you're going to help a family who wouldn't have Christmas otherwise. Put a picture of that family. Maybe you're going to provide something amazing this month for somebody you love. Put a picture of them to emotionally remind you of your goal. Maybe you're going to tell your husband, I've got the light bill this month. Okay, not super exciting, but once you make that commitment, are you going to be passionate about seeing that through? Yes. The best thing I ever could have done was, as soon as I earned that car, we were trying to buy our first home, and I told my hubby, I want to make the mortgage payment from my Mary Kay earnings. Not because he can't, but because I wanted this to be something that made a difference to my family. Not just a little pink hobby that I could do if I feel like or if I don't. And so I kind of got my hiney committed, didn't I? So I told him, I want to make the mortgage payment, and I always want to. Do you know what he said? What would you guys say? Okay, sounds good. It's a plan. And so, all of a sudden I was committed. So a mortgage payment isn't super exciting. Like, oh, that was so fun to pay the mortgage. But I was passionate about it because I have integrity. And I looked my husband in the eye and said, I will always pay the mortgage. So do you think what on days I didn't like working? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm going to have integrity with the man I love more than anything. So it could be any goal, but you put a picture of something that's going to tie you emotionally to it. And then every time you sell something, you subtract, and you don't stop until you hit 0. And by then, your corners are tattered, you've spilled salad dressing on it, and you know you nailed your December. And what a great feeling that's going to be. Have you ever set a goal and a few days later you forgot about it? Sounds ridiculous, but come on, I have. Why? Why do we forget about a goal?
Because it wasn't really a goal.
Okay, we weren't passionate about it. It wasn't stirring our soul. Like, you have to want it from the tip, like your highest hairspray hair to the tip of your toe and everything in between. But we have to have it in front of us. We have to see it 20 to 30 times a day, or we might forget about it. So that's why you want a tracking sheet with a picture. And that's why it's tattered, because it goes with you everywhere you go. You'd like a sponge tip applicator? Great, right, it's $2. I mean, you're excited for every time that amount can go down. But you need to see it 20 to 30 times a day or it's not your vision. If you would have come to my office, there's no question. If you come to my office now, there's no question what my goal is. Does your family know your goal? Is it short? Is it concise? Is it crisp? Can you say it in one breath? Or is it, someone asks you, you're like, about that, or, well, I'd like to, or it'd be great if, or is it like, you can spit it out. What's your goal? Rome, red jacket in December, because I want to match Santa Claus. This is the month to be red, right? I love this quote. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. I love that. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. Who was it? Which one of the reds up here said that motivation equals action? Love that. Is that not true? If you don't feel, again, going back to the motivated every day, if you don't feel motivated to work, guess what you do? You get into action. Okay. It's got to burn in your heart. It's got to be too big just for you. It's got to be bigger than you. Do you see why it has to be bigger than you? Because it's so easy for us to sell ourselves short. It's so easy for us to settle. It's so easy for us to lay back down for some. But when someone else is involved, we don't have that. We think it's a luxury, but it's not. We don't have that luxury when someone else is involved. That's why you commit to someone else. Honey, this is what I'm doing. Or you tell your mother or your friend or your dad, or you tell somebody, I'm making a difference for this family for Christmas. When I was earning London and I was spending so much time caring for my parents, people would come over to visit my mom, and everybody that would come over, my dad would sit down and, this is our daughter Sheri, and she's earning a trip to London, and that's her pink Cadillac, and let me tell you about her. And part of me was like, shut up, Dad. Like some of these people were my aunts and uncles, and I thought, okay, I finish on June 30th. Well, 4 days later, on the 4th of July, we're having my dad's side of the family reunion, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna see all these people. They're gonna ask me. Don't tell them. What if I don't do it? Best thing ever. The more people that know your goal, the better, because it keeps us accountable. It keeps us committed, right? We don't think, oh, I'm just going to have the luxury. No, it's not a luxury. It's pre-death, okay? So we're not going there. Don't dial down or change your vision when it feels hard. That's when you just dig deep. Grit. Oh, Tina talked about grit. I love that. We just have to have grit. Lack of focus suffocates your goal, so it's got to be something that you want bad. It's going to keep your focus. You will have 20/20 vision. Trust me. And sometimes several times a day, you have to pivot. Like, oops, I got a little off track. I need to pivot, to constantly stay true north, right? And then there are days where you have to do a complete 180 because you really got off track. But that's the goal, is to just stay on track as much as possible. Failure is tuition we pay for success. It doesn't matter how many no's you get. It doesn't matter who